Hi, I'm Dave from Military Antiques Toronto, and today I'll show you some of the items that have walked in the door. Actually, all these walked in the door, and including shipment, which I'll come to last because that's pretty cool. But yeah, these items all walked in the door. This came in actually a couple weeks ago, and I never got around to dealing with it. It's already sold. It's a museum has jumped all over it that I know. So this came out of the Hammer, Hamilton, and it was the guy's son brought it in, and you know, it's got cracked glass and everything. And I kind of went, you got to find somebody for it. Like, it is what it is, but you got to find the right person. So in this case, what this is it's a Canadian Navy ship that sunk a German U-boat in, let's see, blah, 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 1944 in the North Atlantic, and it was U-1006, so U-1006. So there's this nice little, and you know, the reflection I can't do much about, but there's a couple original photos and details about it, and then this little silken printed German submarine. So the information at the bottom is for from Germany. I guess it's the guy who was on the boat when they sunk the sub. He pulled one guy out of the water, one German, and then when he went to get the second, the sea swept him away and he wasn't able to grab him. At least that's the story on here, and that's the story I received from the Sun. So I think it's pretty cool. This is from the German archives, and one's translated. I didn't bother replacing the glass. I'm going to let the museum replace the glass, throw out the museum glass, whatever they want. But that's a kind of a neat piece and not something you find every day. It's funny because he came in and he didn't know what he wanted. I made him an offer and I said, look, it's not for me, it's for a museum, and if the museum doesn't want it, then I'm stuck with it. Because it's not, like, it's interesting, but finding someone who wants Navy stuff isn't that easy sometimes. But it's cool, so that's already spoken for, so I thought I'd show it to you. This came in with this uniform, and you know, it's nothing tremendously rare, and I know that the person I bought this from is watching this video. Because I know what they sold me. So, Civil Air Patrol, New York State, 1950s, to an officer, kind of nice. Civil Auxiliary Air Patrol, so that's nice. Like, it's neat. It's a size 44, so it's human. There's no name in it. It's still, it is what it is. It's nice, you know, nifty 50s. Let's see, is there a date on here? Jacket wool, blue, 1951. That's when it's dated. The pattern's 1949, but it's dated 51, so, you know, Korean War. But it's cool. It's Civil Air Patrol. It's not something you find every day. Civil Air Patrol isn't incredibly rare, but it's neat. I'm sure I'll find someone to collect it. Hopefully I'll find someone to sell it to. So there's that. And then also this came in, and I think this is, now that I think about who's going to see this video, and I'm going to send them a message because I know that this is up their alley. This came from the same place. So, the hat box is named to, of course, where do I see it? It was on here. Okay, it's just an address. But in here is a piece of paper from the owner. He's a divisional surgeon from 38 to 56 for the city of Coventry. And so there's a piece of paper in there telling me who and so on. What I like most about it, truthfully, is that it's in a hat box, and there's my distant early warning system, so the dog will start barking soon. It's a post-war, yep, there you go. It's a post-war, excuse me, St. John's Ambulance Brigade hat with the uniform. And so there's the hat, and I'm sure that the uniform is post-war. Supposedly the red is for the surgeon, and I know that the collars are been put on here the wrong way. It's the way I got it. I haven't reversed them yet, but that I'll do. Other than that, I won't mess with it. Comes with the trousers, and it's not an incredibly rare collectible item, but you know what? I think I know exactly who I'm going to sell it to because I know someone who's doing something with that. So there's that. Yes, this box is sitting here, definitely. Some badges, stinking badges. So a gentleman came in with all these CEF badges. They were his father's. And Here, I was going to throw something at somebody. Maybe not. So, all right. So I won't be showing the backs because, you know, it's not a cloth book on shoulder titles that would show the backs of the badges. The 8th Field Ambulance cap and collars. That's neat. They'll be on the website. By the time you see this video, all these insignia will be on the website. So those are nice. They're actually quite rare. And an 8th Canadian Field Ambulance shoulder title. That's nice. Unfortunately, in this case, though, but it's still a nice piece. Small pad 43 for the Cameron Highlander. 49th. Here, I'll get these all in my hand and take a pretty picture. 49th Battalion, 2nd CMR BCH, and 4th CMR. There's that. Machine Gun Corps, 58th and 52nd. And they have the lugs, so they're good. Medical Corps. You know what? And they're not ultra rare, but try and find a set of Canadian Army Medical Corps World War I shoulder titles. They're just not around. You find the RCAMC, but that's post-war. So those are pretty. Artillery, RFC, 1st CMR. I know, very exciting. But right? You know what? People collect this stuff. Someone will buy it. 166 shoulder. Service Corps and Engineers. Those will all be on the site by the time you see this. So I'll just leave these here. So this helmet came in, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah. Guard Dragoon. Yeah. I'm in. Yeah. Right. Perfect. Right. Really excited. Really interested. Sure. It's not Guard Dragoon. It is mounted police. How do I know that? Well, on the very inside of this helmet, right in here, is a stamp, and it's that translates into mounted police and the dates. I think it's 1906 if I remember correctly. So the thing to look for with these, now this is fragile, so I don't want to mess with it too much, is that there's no extra holes. If there's extra holes, someone's changed the plate. Did plates get changed? Sure. Did helmets get reissued? In general, sure. But you also want to be careful with it. So be cognizant of that if you were buying helmets. Trust me, I've learned that the hard way already. The neat part about this is that the pearl ring opens and closes to close the vent holes, as I'm trying to do it. Of course, it's not working. Maybe I have it too tight. There we go. Anyways, there we go. It closes up. There you go. But you'll open it to get ventilation through, so that's kind of neat. And the spike screws off, of course, too. So this isn't officers, because these are not officers' cockades. Officers' cockades are multi-piece. So the first thoughts is everyone's like, oh, it's an officers. It's not an officers. It's mounted police. So gendarmerie. So it's still a cool helmet. It's not unit marked here, unfortunately, but like I said, it is marked right here on the inside, but I'm not going to peel this back. I do have a photo of it, but I don't want to peel it back because I don't want to ruin it. So that came in the door. That'll be up on the website next week or something like that, by the time you see it. Actually, I'll put it here. This came in also, nice piece. It's a Edward VII midshipman's dirk. Unfortunately, some of the wire wrap is missing, but it's a really nice piece because, so there's the Edward VII, and on the other side, there's the initials. So do I know who that is? No, unfortunately I do not. But the blade is really nice and not messed up and not rusted out or anything. There is no makers on this at all, but there you can see the wrap unfortunately has come off. With time, I'm not going to replace it. I don't want to mess with the stuff. It's easier to leave it alone than to. So I feel perhaps maybe that this scabbard at one time has been replaced a long time ago. I feel maybe, you know, I'm certainly not an expert. I don't think I know everything. But in my opinion, I think that scabbard has been replaced at one time. So there's that. That's very nice. So that'll get listed. Last but not least, I got the shipment in the mail. I knew it was coming. I know it's in here. Very cool. I started opening it and then realized who it was from, and I went, no, I'll leave that for the video. So, all right. What do we have? So, Royal Flying Corps wedge cap. See broad arrowed. All right, so it has generalist buttons, which is fine. It's another Ranks wedge cap. It obviously has to be cleaned up. Those are some spider nests. You know what? It's nice condition, actually. It looks good. Buttons, RFC wedge cap, badge, sorry. See broad arrowed right there. Nice condition. Not all messed up. You know, you want it with RFC buttons, but they didn't always come with RFC buttons. So you kind of take what you can with these. They're not always with the RFC buttons, so there you go. Khaki Glengarry. So there's no Turi on this. The tails are still there. There's no markings. I assume that this is good. But you know what? Once I'm finished my video, the experts happen to be in my store, and I'm going to show it to them and ask them what they think. So, nice Glengarry. Theoretically, World War I. We shall see. Most importantly is this. I was going to sell this. I talked to someone about this. And then I kind of went, you know, maybe I should keep that. Actually, some other collector wanted to buy it too. So the people who bought the other collection I'm going to refer to are actually here also. So there's this really nice FMR grouping. Helmet to an officer, all this stuff came in from the family. I don't know what I was thinking. I sold it. I was like, and now I'm thinking I should have kept that, but whatever. You can't keep everything. I realize that. Maybe I'll talk to them, see if I can convince them to sell it back to me if they haven't moved it already. Anyways, what's really nice about this? Named officer's helmet, right? Captain G.A. Norman, 1941 dated, GSW, General Steels Works, right? That's cool. Nice piece, nicely named. I don't have any doubt as to this being original so far. That's fine. You know, nice helmet. Now let's get rid of this box. Pretty helmet, right? Yeah. Very pretty helmet. So, RMR, Royal Montreal Regiment, very nice. I don't collect the RMR. I really don't collect any of that stuff. But it's a named officer's helmet. I can do the research on this, which I'm going to. I'm going to send off for his file and put it with it. That's cool. That's a very nice helmet. Not something you find every day. And there, GSW 1941. There's the name. Nice, very nice helmet. And then, you probably can't get it. There is the decal on it. Very nice helmet. Happy to have this. I'm going to take that home, actually, believe it or not. I don't take a lot home. The problem when you're in a retail store is that stuff walks in all the time, and where do you put it? And if you take it all home and don't sell it, then all of a sudden you got bills to pay. Oh, look, just an early warning. Parking's going to start. Anyways, thanks for looking. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Check out my website, Military Antiques Toronto. It's always cheaper on the website. It's cheaper than buying it on eBay. Stop buying on eBay. You're just making the big corporations rich. Anyways, thanks for looking. Take care. Bye.